Beautiful half-ton towable RV with a massive bathroom, super slide with seating directly across from the TV, additional sleeping space in the couch, gorgeous L kitchen, and a king-size bed up front. Folks, this is the 2021 Heartland Mallard M260. Let's jump right into the kitchen. So a couple things that I really like that they have done. One of them is, like a lot of manufacturers, folks, they have gone to upgraded countertops over T-mold. Such a big difference for a couple of reasons. One, you don't have to worry about the T-mold coming off in corners, which is not only unsightly, but oftentimes water can get in there and rot out the countertop. Not going to be an issue here. Plus, it lets you undermount that beautiful stainless steel bowl, and they've accompanied that with the high-rise pull-out faucet. You'll see not one, but two electrical outlets, and I really like the far one because that's probably where I'll have my coffee maker, but if I need to plug anything else in, maybe charge a cell phone right here or something like that, I have the ability to do that. If we take a look over to the side, you'll notice, I will probably have my primary prep space right here. Everyone's a little bit different, but this is probably where mine would be. But you do have the cooktop right over to the side, the recessed cooktop, the glass cover, so you can utilize that for prep as well if need be. You will also see, of course, this does fold up and back just like so to access those burners. And then the lights here, the knobs rather, do light up if you're into the blue light look. And then dropping down, you can see right there is the oven. Right here, I do want to point this out too. They've kind of put a panel for the backsplash all the way across, which, I don't mind it. A little bit different, but I do like the look. And when we take a look at the storage down underneath, you have not one, not two, but three, full extension ball bearing drawers. And then underneath the sink, there is enough space for a trash can, which is always a big plus for me. Right up top, you can see the gorgeous shaker style doors. We'll open those up. Storage on this side as well as over here. Microwave and then the hood. And then that is all rounded out the kitchen space here by your 8 cubic foot fridge freezer combo. This one does run off electric and propane. That's really nice because, if you are boondocking and you don't have electric hookup, you can just run it off propane. You don't have to worry about relying on, having extra battery power, solar, anything like that. So it's all about what you want, but this right here is a great option. Plus, it has the doodle station on it, which I personally think is kind of cool, not just for little ones, right? But more importantly, if one of you is an artist, like my wife is way more artistic than me, I'll have like stick figures on here, right? But she would have, something really nice and pretty and something a little more customizable. So basically that is a big chalkboard and you can play with it to your heart's content. Right over to this side is where your TV will go. Take a look at that. For those techies that have been complaining about not having HDMI cables, boom, Mallard has done it. There it is. HDMI cable for you. That, of course, is connected to this guy right here, which does have HDMI input on the front for any auxiliary equipment. So you can see that. You will also notice right down underneath there is your fireplace, which is wonderful. The thing I love about the fireplace, not only does it look great, but it's also functional because that is a space heater. Coming around to the side, take a look in there, Sam. Show the people what they've been missing. Look at all of that hidden storage. You can see a big pantry. You have coat hooks in there. You have shelving. If you need to put bins in there to organize, there's enough space for a lot of bins in there. Plus, there's room in the front for a broom, a mop, a vacuum, whatever else you want to bring with you. Chances are you're probably not going to need a vacuum because they have eliminated all the carpet in this RV. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. But first, this gorgeous bathroom. Why do I like rear bath floor plans? I'm glad you asked. Well, the nice thing about a rear bathroom, we're talking about couples, is it gives you a space to change your clothes, right? And just get ready for the day. Far too often, especially if you have a king-size bed up front in the bedroom, it takes up all the bedroom space. You just don't have a place for privacy to get changed at. Right back here, you do. I have more than enough room to get ready. I can take a look straight ahead, make sure that I'm looking decent for the day before I head out. And, when I get out of the shower, I'm not having to, step on the toilet or tripping over anything. Plus, you have a lot of countertop space. Look at the countertop space in this bathroom, folks. It is massive. If you're one who, has a lot of products, a lot of things out, this right here will definitely float your boat. And if not, that's okay, because it just gives you a nice canvas to decorate. You also see an electrical outlet over to the side, storage down below. Plus, as I mentioned, you have the mirrored medicine cabinet all the way across there And because it is a medicine cabinet, you have storage behind it. The other thing I really enjoy, when you get a bigger bathroom, it means you can fit in a bigger shower. And that's what we have here. I mean, I can turn sideways, and if I close this door, I mean, you can see how much space I still have. I can fully turn around in this shower and shower very easily, which oftentimes is not the case. Especially if it's like a tub shower style. If I turn, I mean, that curtain is all up on me. And I don't know about you folks watching, but it's just one of those things I just don't enjoy the feeling of. So having the door here rather than a curtain is great. And again, I can spin all the way around. I have the hand wand to make showering easier. And they have centered the skylight. So at 6 foot tall, I have a ton of space. You can probably be 6'3" and still shower in there without having to bend down, which is awesome. Making our way back out, we'll take a look at the Super Slide. One of the big changes, I mean, not huge change, right, but an aesthetically pleasing change Mallard did was they backlit the side fascias in the slide. I think that's really cool. It's just one of those elements that, you know, you don't notice, I guess, right away. You notice it, you see it, but you can't really pick it out. Like you walk in, you're like, oh, it looks nice. What is it? But that right there is one of those things that they did that I really think helps just make the interior pop. You'll see lights all the way around, or windows all the way around to let in natural light. Plus, I really do like the light fixtures they've chosen here as well. Again, kind of going with that farmhouse style and theme. Right down below that are your seating options. Over to the side is a jackknife style sofa, but this one is a little bit different because you have this right here. And here's the cool thing about this is it gives you versatility. The reason I say that, if you lift this up, you will see there is a cushion in there. And that cushion is meant to make a larger bed. So what we can do, let me take this out of here a second and I'll show you real quickly kind of the idea here, right? So it's a jackknife sofa. This just jackknifes down just like you would expect. And then you have this cushion here to make a little bit larger bed. Not the best bed design in the world, right? You know, because chances are this will probably, I'm probably going to kick this off in the middle of the night. But if you do have adults and maybe they've had a few too many, they need a place to sleep, you have a bed that can accommodate them. For me, more importantly, especially because this, you know, is mainly considered a couple's model, is I'm going to probably take this cushion and I'm going to leave it in my garage because I want all of that easy access storage because that's awesome. That's a giant drawer I can pull out, get to that stuff super easily rather than having to lift up a jackknife. You know, I definitely like it for the storage aspect, so that's probably how I'd use it. But again, you know, if you need the sleeping space, it does make a bed that's large enough for adults. Then coming over to this side is the dinette. Now, cool thing about this, these cushions are reversible. If you want a lighter look in your RV, right, you don't like the dark, you want to break it up a little bit, you can flip that over. Same thing with these bottom cushions. They flip over, so you have some choices there for design elements. The table. I've talked about this a number of times because the table doesn't look the nicest, mainly because of the legs, right? When I see those legs, it immediately makes me think, well, that's a cheap table rather than having like the nice thick pedestal legs. But what I'll tell you about this one, folks, is that it attaches to the wall right here. So you can see this is loose, right? So that's not what's holding it. But it's a very sturdy table. It doesn't rock back and forth. For me, again, for someone who's a camper who actually uses them, that's a big deal because I'll go in some campers and put my elbows on here and the table goes, and if there's anything on there like a bowl of cereal, milk, whatever, it's falling off. That's not the case here. It is sturdy and it still drops down into a bed like you would expect. So even though the table may not look as nice, I actually prefer that to your standard pedestal style. You also see big storage underneath there and all the way back, and right here you will also notice the kind of nylon weave that they have in place of carpet, so it's so much simpler to clean. Lastly, come on up with me into the front bedroom, or master bedroom if you will. As I mentioned, king size bed. You have storage on both sides, wardrobe as well. Storage all the way across the top here, a couple lights plus a vent. Then a nice big heavy duty door, so if you do need to close it off for privacy. On the other side will be TV hookup if you want a TV in here to watch a show before bed. So let's talk a little bit about travel functionality before we head outside. As you can see, I have pulled the slide in. And there's definitely no way you're getting to the bedroom, just a heads up. If you need to pull over and take a nap, you're going to have to resort to kind of a smaller sleeping space right here or open a slide up. However, the big two, right, are your refrigerator and bathroom. That's what most people are concerned with. And as you'll notice right here, I mean, the door freely swings open, so I have full access to the refrigerator. And if we flip the camera around, there is certainly no issues getting into the bathroom either. And let's talk about the outside of the 2021 Heartland Mallard M260. Right up front, you will see as a standard, this one has a power tongue jack, making it much easier to connect and disconnect from your tow vehicle and saving anywhere between $300 and $500 from having to get one separately. Right behind that, you will see two 20-pound propane tanks with a cover, also rails there for your battery, and on the far side, you can see solar prep. So if you want solar, simply buy portable panels, plug it in, they'll trickle charge your battery, plus right there is a battery disconnect, so you can just flip that and kill all power to the RV. You also notice diamond plating on the front here, helping to protect that front end, plus the gorgeous 3/4 front cap with your faux windshield and LED light strips all around, really helping to make that front cap pop. Coming around to this side, you have the King Kong size storage. I don't know, it sounded good at the time, right? That King Kong lost to Godzilla. I'd go with Godzilla storage. But if you take a look inside, you will see how big this storage size is, right? It is a big pass-through, especially in a travel trailer. Now, the other door is a little bit smaller, but that's okay because this is the main door you will use, and that door is wide enough. You can easily fit grills, chairs, even some smaller totes. You know, as long as they're not too tall, you're able to fit them in here. It is a huge storage space for a travel trailer. I love that they have done that. Making our way back a little bit further, power awning with LED light strip on there, a couple outside speakers. Asdel composite panels behind this skin. That's a big one, folks. We're talking about, you know, quality of construction. That's one that definitely is a little bit more expensive, and for good reason. One, Asdel is lighter than Luan. Two, it almost completely eliminates the chance for delamination, which is, if you ever get water in your sidewall, you'll start to see bubbles here, right? With Luan, that'll happen because the glue will come undone, and that wood, that Luan, will start to rot, and then you'll have a bunch of bubbles popping off. You don't have to worry about this absorbing any moisture because Asdel doesn't absorb moisture. And lastly, it's a green material, so you won't get that off-gassing that you can have with Luan. Right back here is your fresh water inlet. So if you're filling fresh tanks going somewhere you don't have water connection, that's where you fill up the fresh tanks. You'll also notice the wide track suspension system. Notice how the axles are a little bit further apart. That's going to give you better towability when going down the road. Anytime you have a wider wheelbase, right, you're going to get less sway. And so, you know, if you're towing, just hooking up to the bumper and going, you don't have to, you know, you don't need to worry about sway control or anything like that. Not saying it won't sway, but it does help reduce that for better overall towability. Coming back a little bit further are the MORryde step above steps. These are very solid steps. You have aluminum treads on there as well, so that way they're not going to rust out on you, plus a little bit of grip tape. Dropping down, you will see the propane connection. So if you have a grill or anything you want to hook up, boom, there you go. You also see the square tubular bumper with end cap, so you have a spot to store your sewer hose, and mounted to that is your spare tire. Right here is your city water inlet. Perfect location in my opinion, because generally the post as well, your power post as well as your water hookups are in the back of the campsite. You also see black tank flush, which I like that is here as well, because I already have my hoses and everything back here. I don't have to hook it up to the campsite of my RV. And I have an outside shower with both hot and cold water access. Popping up a little bit, you will notice this one has that backup camera prep, so that way you're able to see what is behind you. Coming around to the side, right there is your 30 amp power supply cable inlet. You will see power stabilizer jacks. Right there is the control for the front two. On the front is the control for the other two. Your terminations will be there as well. And if we make our way up a little bit further, a couple last things I want to point out. One is that your the lights for your cap will be right up here. And then you got this guy, just a little storage area. It's nothing huge. I'll kind of see if I can pull it down. There we go. But you know, you can fit a couple lightweight items in there, and that way they are stored up and out of the way, and they're not sliding all around in the pass-through. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this right here is the 2021 Heartland Mallard M260. If you're interested in this gorgeous couples model and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.